And evening, how are we all? Tonight we have got the brilliant Leanne Pritchett, who absolutely loves coming on these shows.
Yes.
Tonight we're going to be discussing about mental health. Well, controlling our mental health struggles.
Yeah.
So everyone, please do share this, subscribe, comment, interact, you name it, and do that. So, how are you tonight, Leanne?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Day by day.
How are
you?
Day by day. It's been a tough week, really tough week, but very productive, and I'm ready for another day. Ready for another day. See what it unfolds.
Yeah, I got that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Last Saturday was bad. It was bad. I wasn't in the right place, a great place, but I'm glad. Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
How did you get through that?
Well, because obviously people that know me, hi Ashley, hope you're well. Well, obviously for people that know me, they know I'm a recovering alcoholic, and it actually links with this topic as well, which is brilliant. And I came seconds to relapsing.
Oh wow.
Yes, but I didn't. Yeah, because obviously what it is I know I'm not in the greatest shape or anything like that. I know I'm no Brad Pitt or whoever women crushes on these men these days. But basically, I don't know what happened then. But obviously, we went into our local battle and because obviously we're getting ready for a christening, and my intentions was try these clothes on and they're gonna fit and you're gonna walk away happy. I tried them on and they were too small for me, and my anxiety triggered, my depression triggered, and I'm like, I want to go home.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah.
How
are you, Nance?
I'm good. Title. Controlling.
Yeah, I don't know if that's ever possible.
Well, there's things out there that we can control, and there's other things we can't.
Yep.
Want to enlighten us, Nance, with your energy powers?
Well, I think. Is there an echo on? Shoot. Okay, that's me. Fix that.
No, it's both of us. Mine echoes too.
Oh.
Is it me?
It might be. I
don't know.
Mute yourself, Adam. Now, how is it? Oh.
Perfect. Aha. You got it, Nancy. That's it.
Dang it. And you never know.
Yeah.
Here we are, right? Boom. I find that the word control is often part of the root problem. What happens if you try and control a 2-year-old?
That's a good joke.
Well, I mean, that's me. That's me when I'm out of alignment with the best possible version of myself.
True. Yeah.
So, it's that mental health struggles. Have you eaten today? Number one. How's your hydration? Oh my God. Right?
Yeah.
Like what are you drinking? Because quite often we'll try to control our mental health struggles with oh my God, tub thumping. He took a whiskey drink. He took a vodka drink.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know what that was.
Right? Spirit talks to me through songs. So it's funny because that happens in my videos sometimes. And then I get the Facebook has muted part of your video. I'm like, oh my God, I spoke with the lyrics. I didn't sing because I can't sing well. Well, I can, I choose not to. And when we numb, that's where the problem comes from, or we avoid. Oh, how about that one? I haven't got a problem.
Yeah.
You're the problem.
Right. And a lot of people don't like to admit it. So yeah, I actually had a conversation with someone where the other day they said, I'm sorry you feel that way. You know, and I kind of went, oh, so you're not acknowledging anything. Okay.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
That shocked me. Sorry, here's my cat. He decided to join in.
Yeah, like Ashley just said, denial is the clincher.
It is, man.
Big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ashley's not going to be with us tonight. Obviously, she's very busy. I don't know what or anything like that, but mothering duties. But
Yeah, that'll do it.
she's back in 2 weeks' time, but I'm not.
Okay. So
I'm not.
Y'all are switching off. I got it.
Yeah. No, there will be a show in 2 weeks' time, but I won't be on that one. I won't.
The shame of you. No, I'm just kidding. We do have lives at some point, I guess.
Our kids are coming on from camp. Camping's amazing. It really is.
It is.
You know that for me, that's really great. For my mental health. Going outdoors. And just reconnecting with nature and just even if I walk outside and take in sunlight, I'm good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a big
The
one
outdoors
for
is
me.
brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah, our youngest, obviously, he's 10 months, and when he's on the settee, after he's just woke up, he always loves looking outside. So we thought, you know what, it's a nice day. I'm going to take him outside and sit on the swing. And you know what, he loved it.
Yeah.
He was whinging when he was inside, but then as soon as I took him outside and started swinging back and forward, he loved it. The whinging stopped like that. I was grounded to the floor. I even sat him on the floor. So that's his way of grounding. But yeah.
It's amazing. For me, nature,
my cat.
That's a big one.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
helps me a lot.
Once you understand what your are, that can help as well.
Yeah, true.
So the love
Yeah.
language are such a opportunity. I find for me, because physical touch is such a big one for me, that grounding is important for me. Sensory. And for me, I don't often struggle from sensory overload until I struggle from sensory overload, at which point I know that I'm there because I'm like one switch away from flipping out. Like, just like, that's it. Gotta go. And I mean, right before the show, I was struggling because someone else wasn't doing what I wanted right now. And I knew that if I could just settle for a little while, and I went and laid out on our patio and the sun was there. Oh my God. Like, it was like sun soaking is very good. And you were talking earlier about the great time out, the 2020 situation. And I really struggled during that time because I wasn't welcomed in the community of the world. None of us were. Right? Like, go to your room. No, I'm not going to my room. I'm going out. And then if you went out, like, go back to your room. Totally. I was struggled so much during that time that I had to really learn some other coping skills during isolation. And for me, that was essential oils. Adam and I have a huge love of essential oils. And because I create blends of them specifically for people, it totally helped me. Like balsam fir to take away the wintertime blues, the isolation, with a little bit of chamomile and lavender. Beautiful.
Cool.
That's
awesome.
How convenient you mentioned chamomile. I'm actually drinking a honey and chamomile tea right now.
Oh.
How convenient is that?
You're ingesting.
You're ingesting.
Which is beautiful.
Yes.
Right?
Which is beautiful, right?
Outside of you.
Outside of you.
Your cellular body, which
Cellular body, which is
ingesting it is great.
ingesting it is great.
Diffusing it. It's good. It's
good. It's not.
And a lot of it's
And a lot of it's about.
So unless you're like using an inhaler. Yeah. So it's cool.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yeah, all day I've been drinking strawberry and raspberry, but I thought, you know what? Try something different. So that's what I am. Yeah. The Kerry's like for when she's got a cough, but I thought I'd nick one.
This is blue pea
flour
with
gin.
And then a fresh lemon in it.
Yeah.
Because of the acidity.
So so I'd like to know from each of you, what was the time when we couldn't control our emotions through our mental health? Because I bet that was a bad experience.
Actually, for me,
Actually,
it
for
was,
me,
I had a hormone balance, and I literally rage. I mean, like stupid little things, like a dish wasn't put away or whatever, would just like rage. It would set me off, and I actually scared myself at one point. I was like, "Wow, I'm getting mad and yelling, and this isn't me." So I had to have a long talk with my doctor to get that put back in order. And get things balanced, because my God, it's almost like if you guys ever seen those Snickers commercials and like people's personality changes, like to Betty White or whatever, like that. Like it was like night and day, literally like a switch, like we were saying. And oh my, I wish that on nobody.
Do you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, Leanne, because I'm now starting to, I've been really thinking about that advert for the last, couple of months. And because obviously Kerry, she lives with BPD, borderline personality disorder, and which is all mental health as it is. I'm comparing that Snickers advert to BPD because they've all got these split personalities, haven't they?
Yeah.
So could it be talking about that? That's interesting.
Yeah, it gave me a different perspective. Especially dealing with some of my kiddos. And yes, they have their hormones coming into play too. My young ladies who were little girls, and I've had them 3 or 4 years, and all of a sudden you see this progression. And they would have these outbursts. I'm like, oh, wow. And it took me back to what I went through. And so I took a pause and I went, aha, okay, this is playing a part in this. And so it helped me go, you know what, we're just going to take a break. We're going to go outside. We're going to get more grounded. And it made a world of difference for everybody, just to chill out, you know, and just get back to being them.
Yeah. What about you, Nance?
Well, I'm wondering with the borderline diagnosis, if they did hormone testing as well, or if Kerry has had live blood analysis. Because live blood analysis can also show a live blood analysis, not dead blood analysis, which is what they do.
Yeah.
Live blood analysis, when your blood is still, it's quick. Okay. Pinprick on the little glass under the microscope, boom. And it can show beautiful food allergies, all sorts of stuff. Oh, it's so cool. You know what? The off fundamental options, the holistic options, the supportive. I don't call it alternative. That's just weird. That's like saying an alternative lifestyle, like as opposed to what, life? Yeah. Right? Like stupid words. They don't belong. They don't belong together. Yeah.
Hi, Kerry. Hope you're well. We were just talking about you. Maybe that's why you popped in, because your ears will probably burn him. But in a good way. In a good way. Instincts, absolutely. Well, this is how strong she is. She really is. Ashley, I think when battling burnout for a long time, back-to-back pregnancies, breastfeeding a husband, working very long hours, where I was almost a single mum. Yes. See, as a man, I have to say, if a woman breastfeeds, they do feel like a single parent, don't they?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're not pumping.
Yeah, if
for
they're
sure.
not pumping for sure.
Yeah. No, it's nothing bad, Kerry. We were just talking about the Snickers advert, how we think it's linked to BPD, because obviously it's split personalities. And then Nancy was mentioning about a blood analysis, whatever it is.
Live blood
Live
analysis.
blood analysis.
Yes. And it comes up everything.
Cool. It
It shows a lot.
really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, lots of
Yeah.
options.
Lots of options.
You didn't know about
You didn't know about this
until somebody
until
told me
somebody
about it.
told you about it.
And I was so confused.
And I was so confused.
I'm like, so why aren't they?
Like, so why aren't they? Why?
My doctor.
The doctor.
I don't go to the doctors anymore. I don't.
Costs too much money,
Costs
honey.
too much money, honey.
That's why.
Well, it's not just
That's
money,
why-
though. It's not just money. It's
live
they
blood,
don't see you for a long time.
no, live blood
No,
analysis
live blood analysis
is
Mm.
costly.
is costly.
Yeah.
Regular blood analysis.
Regular blood analysis.
And
Can you go to the doctors for that?
You have to find
You
someone
have to
that
find
does it.
someone
You
that
should be a
does it.
doctor.
Yeah, yeah. We can have a look, Gary. We can have a look. Absolutely.
It's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what about your experience when you couldn't handle, or shall I say, control your own emotions? And this was before spirituality and stuff like that.
Oh, for me?
Oh, for
my
me?
God, I was a
God,
pothead.
I was a pothead.
If that helps.
If that helps, why not?
Yeah.
Well, it
I was
helped.
like-
Well, it helped.
Became a hindrance.
Hindrance.
Like I was smoking
I was smoking
2 to
2 to
3 blunts
blunts
between the hours of 6
between
and
the hours of 6.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
that was a lot.
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
And then I would wake up
And then I would wake up,
fall
I
asleep
would fall asleep,
and wake up with
and
anxiety.
wake up with anxiety.
Mm.
So
So
it
Yeah,
wasn't
okay.
it
magic.
wasn't magic.
It worked for a while.
It worked for a while.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, I only came on here when it was like 7:58 p.m. So I was like, had 2 minutes to spare because my sponsor rang me, and obviously he gave me some really, really good advice because for a couple of days now, obviously we're going out as a family, me, Kerry, and the kids, and we're bringing Kerry's dad along, who I had resentment for, and for years, and obviously I admitted my wrongdoings to him when I was sick through drinking for all them years, and because I did cause a lot of hurt, and I admit that, and my anxiety was going up about something, and he basically just said to me, my sponsor, he said, instead of focusing on making those amends, just enjoy yourself. And if the right time comes up where he brings up the conversation, have it. So I'm like, okay. Stop thinking about self and start thinking about other people.
Have you
Have you
has the sponsor of making amends by
making
writing
amends by writing letters?
Yes.
Because I couldn't make amends.
Because I couldn't
with
make
some
amends
people.
with some people.
It wasn't.
No,
It wasn't safe.
no, because I know there are people out there that I have apologised to. I have apologised, and I'm slowly making amends with them. And you know what? Kerry's actually one of them people. But then there's people out there, and I think we're all like this, where they just don't deserve anything from us
Oh, everyone
because they've
everyone
caused.
everyone deserves kindness, love, and respect.
Yes.
And
And
to thyself be
to
true.
thyself be true.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So me
Yeah,
apologizing.
so me apologizing.
it would be incredibly productive because I would be oh my goodness. I've done it. So I know how it works.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done all those things if you were such a stupid beep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are people out there that I just can't make amends with. I just can't go there. But there are people out there that I will.
Letters. I wrote sassy letters. Sorry, I was a beep. Because
just say it, Nance. Come on, you're expressing how you feel.
We're all over 21. We're good.
We're over 21.
Because I had that I was comfortable with. I had to be able to express myself any way I could. That's why I call them fugly feelings. When you take the word fuck and ugly and combine them together, they're fugly. Because when you don't have the words to say other than the profanity, if you don't express a profanity because you're feeling guilty or ashamed or judged, it just builds it up inside. Freedom of expression is a beautiful experience. And if you've got a problem with the words, dear listener, that's in you. That's in you. Investigate it. I remember when I wrote a chapter for the PTSD Compass, and I called it Can't Understand Normal Thinking. CUNT, if you stack the words. And I explained how the abuse affected me and how I was able to transform the words around. It's beautiful. Words have power. Just figure your own shit out and you'll be fine.
Amen. Very true. Very true.
Yeah, and you know what? That's exactly what it is, because I've now learned that whoever I'm going to make amends with, because I admit I've had a shit week, Nance. I've had a really shit week to the point I almost relapsed last Saturday. I almost did, but I didn't. And I've now learned that I've been rushing these steps. Yes, I'm on step 11, but I've been rushing them. So I'm now going back and doing the steps again. I'm going back and doing them again, but properly.
Yes.
Yes, and through communication as well.
Yeah.
And the thing is, whoever I make amends with, and I approach, even though I'm not this approaching type, I've never have been, but I need to learn to be. And if they cannot accept my apology and they can't forgive me, that's my work done. Because at the end of the day, that's water under the bridge. I've done my part. It's up to them. And if they've got a problem with me, then that's their problem.
And the opportunity will repeatedly. That's how nasty.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, the last time I was in person. Yeah, it was a much better experience. It was a much better experience because I brought in a different person than he recognized. See, that's what happens. We expect the people from our past to behave like they used to behave. True. He was much better than he used to be, and increasingly more creepy than he was before. I mean, it's a fact. I mean, he asked me if he could sleep with me in my granddaughter's bed, and I'm like, no, ew, right? Like I can dig a hole in the backyard. You can sleep there, was my answer, and everybody laughed. Even he laughed, right? Yeah. So it is what it is, and he's my children's father. So for him to be able to heal would be helpful for the entire family, especially himself. Sometimes people don't have the capacity to heal. And that's what I've begun to understand about not only my ex-husband, but many people. Yeah. They don't have the capacity, whether it's the mental health capacity or the kahunas.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to meet them where they're at, too.
Sure, recovery takes big balls.
It does.
And even bigger ovaries.
Yes. Yes. And I've noticed that if we don't put our expectations on them and just let them do it the way they're comfortable with, better result. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is it like mental health wise? Like, have you come across, Leanne, of individuals that struggle with mental health, but they want to talk, but they just can't find those words?
Yes. Actually, personally and professionally. My brother's bipolar, and it's been a struggle. He was put on lithium back, dear God, this is going back always, like 89 or 90, like somewhere between 88 and 90 within that frame. So it's been a while. Totally damaged his liver. So now he can't be on lithium. So in order for him to be stabilized, it's always like a different drug regimen for him. It works for a while, then his body gets used to it, doesn't work, works, doesn't work. And when my brother is lucid, he will talk to me about it. And I know there are times he'll just give me this look when he's really depressed and he's in bed all day, and he'll just give me this look like, I know he wants to say something, but I don't know what it is. So we've come up with a system where this is where my teaching comes in, where I made like a pictorial chart, and then you can put a picture on the graph that I've made. And Adam, I'm sure you can relate to this too, because in special ed, we do that, right? I feel like, and then you can put like a picture of something, or I've done that with him. He also has, I forgot what it's called, but speech to text output type of thing, where he can press a button that will say something if he cannot. And I've had a lot of students and parents and families that way too, where I've had moms just come into my office crying and just like bawling for like 10 minutes, not even saying anything, because they're so overwhelmed with their child. They don't know what to do. It's just this awful thing. And I just handed them a Kleenex, put my hand on their back, said, go for it. Do you want me to leave you alone? Do you want to stay here? And they wanted me to leave them alone. I'm like, okay. And I just let them cry in my office for 10 minutes and then came back just to give them that release. But yeah, I've come across it personally and professionally. Even for me, I have days where I will just like go into myself. I'm such a crab. I'm beyond the cancer. And I'll just be like, and I won't talk. I just won't. And I will then ground myself, go out, sit in the sun, do what I need to do, and come back. But yeah, it's every which way for me, personally and professionally, especially with my brother.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just had Nick Ronald message me. Is the stream on? I'm like, yes, we're on. It's next week. We're not on.
Come on.
So Nick will be joining us shortly.
All right, cool. Okay.
Well, and the beauty of acknowledging that you are a human being, not a robot, is very helpful.
Absolutely.
We all have emotions. How we balance? Well, it's a tightrope, ladies. Shit happens. How do you deal with it?
Yeah, and I know someone. She's called Karen, and she's very funny. She really is. I've not spoken to her for a couple of years, but she came up with the motto: "We have to go through shit to grow."
Amen.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's the challenges that create superhero.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're like a Care Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by the way, Nance, just off topics, temporary, you've been acting the way I've been acting all day with the hurt in your face and stuff like that, because we've been wallpapering, you see. And I've had hair going in my hair, so I'm like, I said to Kerry, where's the hair bubble? So she give me them. I picked one, I'm like, please put one in. So this is why my hair's up.
Between 30 degrees outside and then 17, 18 because it's cooler. So it's like hair up, hair down.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the warmth. It's just sometimes it's like emotions.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you get hot, you can, and I noticed that with that of special need.
Yeah.
Right. If you become aware of what anybody, not just children with special needs, anybody, if you become aware of what somebody's like I've got some people that are twirlers,
Yeah.
But when shit's going sideways, they start twirling their hair.
Yeah.
Or they suck on their hair.
Uh-huh.
And that's a response that you get from childhood.
Yes.
It's the same behaviors. So,
Yeah.
and when you welcome them and honor them,
Mm-hmm.
they're superpowers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just being, as you were saying, accepted as human goes really far. And that's why I've been successful as a teacher for over 18 years, because it's like, you're you. There's nobody like you. Go for it. And they're like, wow, like, I'm not like, I'm like, no, that's you. Cool.
Yeah.
And
well,
that's
and the feelings chart. I did that with my my students when I taught Montessori.
Yes.
And I still use it with my my clients now. Let me find.
We all have them.
Yeah, it's the same with. I think I've got them. Yeah. Here's just one of them. I've got emotions cards.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Emotions cards. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. I use a chart. Whoops. There we go. It's a feelings chart to help me pin in what it is that I am feeling. Because, so for example, when you're looking at anger as the middle part, anger, hurt, threatened, hateful, mad, aggressive, frustrated, distant, suspicious, withdrawn, irritated, infuriated, hostile, provoked, enraged, furious, violated, resentful, jealous, insecure, devastated, embarrassed. That's just fear.
Wow. I like how it breaks it down. That's really cool.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just a small chart.
Yeah.
Toss some of those words into Chat GPT.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Right?
That's cool.
And fear is the opposite. Sadness and fear.
Yeah.
Right? They're right across from each other. Happy and anger. They're just sisters from another mister, right? Happy wife, happy life, right?
Yeah.
Happier.
I don't know about that one. I say it's more happy spouse, happy house.
I like that better. Yeah.
Happy house, happy spouse.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah. I don't know about the happy life, happy wife. I don't know about that. Because where does the man fit in?
House and house is a much better.
It is, isn't it? It is. Yeah. She's gonna nick that one, now, aren't you, Nance?
Well, no. I'm there's a now that we've got all of these relationships with gender, that becomes less offensive.
Yeah.
I tend to sometimes I'm just like, wow, I don't know how to say this. Because I struggle. I'm a writer, so for me, if I say they, there's got to be two of you.
Yeah.
That he, she, they, them, that, those, raw. I struggle. I really struggle. And for me, when someone says they, I go into, do they have multiple personalities? That's my first thought. Because that's where my training was in psychology. So when someone says they, I'm like, oh, they must have multiple personality disorder. And then if I say that, and it's a gender sensitivity, Nance did it again. And we're being forced to be too tippy-toed.
Yes.
Flakes. Everybody gets offended by something. Well, that's on you, honey. That's on you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because I'm in a school system, I wish I could say that, but I can't always. I have to kind of go with the flow a little bit.
Come on, Leanne, you can say whatever you want here.
Just saying.
Yet again, some of your teachers could be, some of your colleagues could be watching this. I don't know.
Yeah.
What is asking for me?
Right. I know I was brought before a judicial system. And they said to me, well, aren't you doing this? And I'm like, oh, you're tuning into media. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gloves off.
Yep.
Yeah. Kerry, if you want to bring him down, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, Wyatt's asking for me. He's in that phase now where it's Papa this and Daddy that. He's 10 months old and he can talk. He can't crawl. He can't walk. He can take a couple of steps. He can shuffle, but he can talk.
That's pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah.
The talking is
It's-
beautiful.
It is.
Selective mutism.
Do you know, that's another thing I want to pick up on. And I have to pick on the education system here a little bit. I have to. I have to. Is for a good couple of years of our child's life, we are teaching them and encouraging them to talk. As soon as they get into an education school, they're told to sit and shut up. What's all that about?
Conformity?
Well, I think it also depends. What education system and what school. And the teacher. Honestly, because I'm not like that. But I'm also a specialist. And some of my classes are outdoors. Like teaching visually impaired how to walk across the street. And we're talking the whole time. But I do get your point of view. There are some classrooms like circle time, right? Quiet. Just listen. So I don't know. It's there's not a straight answer from me. It depends on the system.
Yeah, because obviously I know, especially in assemblies as well, in most mainstream schools, is what if those two kids are interacting and they're expressing how they feel towards each other, and that's their coping mechanism into growing. But when the teacher's saying shush and actually calling out the name to tell them to shush, that's not just it's humility towards that child. And I do not agree with that.
Unfortunately, the system does need to change, and a lot of teachers teach the way they were taught to teach. If that makes sense.
That cycle, yeah.
And that's where I don't fit in because I don't do it that way. My lessons are individual, but I have seen teachers that are so formulaic. I'm like, whoa.
It's another world out there. Another world.
It is, man.
It is. Oh, Kerry showed him this live.
It's like golf etiquette. Right? There's golf etiquette. I'm not allowed to golf anymore.
Why?
I suck. I so bad, and I'm like, I can take it if I want. They can wait. No.
I'm like that with ice skating. I just can't do it.
When I am able to use my right again, going back to ball.
Okay.
Yeah. That's more my.
We know that in future. Then don't piss Nancy off.
Yeah, well, that's bad. Well, I trained in kickboxing, and then I trained in taekwondo. I can't even do yoga right now. My wing.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to. I'll do yoga again. And boxing.
Awesome. I remember when I was doing football a lot, and now I just can't. What's that?
That's kicking the ball.
Yeah.
Soccer?
Well, it depends. Yeah, soccer. You can call it that. Yeah. Obviously, I used to be a goalkeeper, but I broke my finger being in goal, but I never got it checked. Never got it checked, and I'm fine.
Ouch.
And this was years ago.
Wow.
The glove basically stops me being in pain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Digits are digits.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. 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 I do. I feel bad for the future generation when it comes to mental health because there's just not enough being done. There's not enough.
A lot of options. Like the conversations that
Yeah.
that one.
No. We're older than YouTube.
Well, I think too in the schools they're actually being trained more.
Brilliant.
Yeah, at least here.
Mhm.
And I'm in the state of California, so I can't speak for the whole U.S. And I don't live in Canada anymore. So I can't speak to that. But they are more aware of it now. There is more training because of conversations like this. And the media is pushing it a bit more too.
Depending on the
elections. Yeah. Hey, don't get me started.
Oh, I'm very interested in the. If you look at politicians, and remember that they're human beings.
Yes.
They are just structured in their scripted words.
Yeah.
Mm.
True.
And I mean, if you look at American politics, one of the runners is more well spoken than in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got to we're a leader.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'll just say it. Biden is a stutterer. So that comes into play too. And if your mental health isn't all there, it's such a struggle just to get the words out on many levels.
Oh, and at the
Mm-hmm.
the stress.
Yes. It's a lot.
Trump has a much stronger
he does.
ability to speak.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting.
He's very good on camera. Ronald Reagan was too.
Yeah, he was an actor.
Yes.
Hey, just like Justin Trudeau, he was a drama teacher.
There you go.
Mhm.
Anyway, back on topic. I'm not interested in politics. Hey, if I start talking about politics, if I start talking about it, I will get shut down completely.
Okay.
For me, I think it's about freedom of speech.
Yes.
I think it's very important. And our political leaders, how the money is spent in things like education and mental health. So if any of those gentlemen has enough marbles in their around, they'll make good decisions.
Yes.
Yeah, the UK's politicians are just bad as each other.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? We've got our own community. Because I'm such a lover of language. For me, I suggest people to become a part of within your school or your library, so that you can speak about what is important. I mean, books that are being pulled from libraries and from school systems. Problem.
Mm.
It's a problem. And you can always write letters. Books come back to them. And because of emails, you can those emails to your institutions and you get the books back on the shelf.
Yeah.
I mean, for heaven's sakes, they pulled from some school systems. Richard and Jane of the same.
Yes. And that's why I teach my kids now
It's really funny.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I teach my kids. If they get called names, all they need to do is just say thank you, because that'll teach that bully. It'll get that bully to think, and they won't be able to respond. Because how do you respond to something like that? You just can't.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mix it up a little
Just say
bit.
thank you. Either thank you or just laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then they're not getting a response.
They're not getting a
or at least
response, or at least
a negative.
The response they want.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
they want.
they want.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where
Well,
sometimes
that's where
you
something
can learn how to
learn how to
in aggressiveness.
aggressiveness.
Stand up
Mm.
for
Stand up for ourselves.
I mean,
I mean,
we say things like no
things like no
thanks tips.
thanks tips.
You know.
Yeah, I know I've changed now with my obviously psychology training. Well, I've done a little bit of it, and normally I take arguments very serious and name calling very serious. And when people want to argue, I normally argue back, but I've just said I'm not entertaining this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's no winners from these arguments, just both losers.
There's such a
Yeah.
better way to
There's such a better way to spread.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Day. I don't like the
I don't like the
so much. We've only got
so
so many
much.
days
We've only
to
got
get
so many.
to it. We live many lifetimes, so I don't want to talk about
Um,
that. I'll blow that number up out of the world. And there's only so many moments in the day, and living by regret
mhm.
is a real challenge. So, I mean, when you get into an explosive conversation with somebody and you say mean things,
Yeah.
that's where I'll say to people, that's a curse, not a curse word, a curse. So if you say to somebody, what, I wish we just drop dead, and you hang up the phone, and then they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's a
Words
tough
of-
one. That's a tough
Yeah.
one.
Words of power, like we were saying. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Adam, I think you're muted. I didn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was just about to say, or even just let it go.
Yeah.
as long as you're
As
not
long as you're not
stuffing and suppressing,
stuffing and
I
suppressing.
let things go.
I
for
let things go
years.
for years.
Mm. Yeah.
So 20
So
years of suppression
20 years
was
of suppression,
a lot
a
of
lot.
serious challenges.
Yeah, you mentioned the word regret, Nance, and I used to have a lot of regrets until I saw a video from Anthony Hopkins, all about regrets, and even he says he's an old folk, but he don't have any regrets, and it got me thinking. I don't have any regrets. We've all made mistakes. We've all fucked up. We've all got skeletons in our closet, but what's the point in having these regrets? That's living in adversity. Where's the resilience there? We just keep moving and see that as a lesson.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Do the thing you always wanted to do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The
It's a
bucket,
lesson. These mistakes are a lesson.
Mhm.
absolutely. The bucket
Absolutely.
list
The bucket
is
list.
control. So what, you kick the
So
bucket
you
list
kick the bucket list
again? How
again.
about a list of
How
things
about a
that
list of
you
things
enjoy?
that you enjoy?
What have you
Yeah.
What
always
if you
done?
always like
Coloring? You
coloring?
like to draw.
You like to
I
draw.
like to color.
I like to color.
Oh, I'm learning
Oh, hi, Miss Liz.
color. With joy.
Mhm.
I'm a
This
bit
is
of a
what I have
perfectionist,
next to
so.
me. Seriously, like when I'm stressed out, this is
Yeah.
my coloring book for me. My crosswords. Here's another one. Well, for my kiddos and for me. Oh, Disney. Right, but it's like right next to me all the time.
Yeah, mine helped me with my mindset. So I
Uh-huh.
can and I will. That's what I'm working on right now. My dad says I can and I fucking will, because I was in a really grumpy mood and I needed to really move that energy.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you say I fucking will, it's more assertive.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's got power
Yes.
behind it.
Big time.
power is a beautiful fulcrum. It's just like
Mhm.
pride. There, like if you look at the
Yeah.
energy of pride, look at
Mhm.
America, right? America's got way, 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 way more of a prideful
Yeah.
movement and mechanism behind it.
Mhm.
Like it's so natural. Like it is like the
Yeah.
Civil War and all of those beautiful. We
Mhm.
didn't have that in Canada, right? Like we had the cowboys and the Indians, and like that was it, right? Like we didn't have that. We there wasn't as much of a civil structure, so there
Right.
wasn't that. I mean, the closest things that we have to patriotism is hockey. If the Canadians would get behind their beliefs as strong as they would get behind their hockey team, the convoy would have been successful.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, too, keep in mind, Canada didn't become its own country till 1982, really,
Oh, I
because they
know,
were
right?
still under the rule of Great Britain,
Yeah,
still a
the
colony. Yeah, until 82.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you
And
know,
even
was
then
that.
it was, and by then there was so
Mhm.
much conformity.
Right.
And I mean, if you want to know who the Canadian is in the crowd when you're traveling, if you step on a bunch of feet and someone says sorry, chances are they're
Sorry.
Canadian.
Yep. Although I still do that too. And I
You
live
lived
the
here for a
States.
while. You lived, and I love that word. It's such an opportunity because when someone says sorry to me, I'm like, I'm confused
Yeah. Yeah.
because I didn't feel as though you
Feel
did
as though you did it
with ill intent.
with ill intent.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. We do
Yeah.
ever apologize.
So-
We do ever apologize.
I'm glad you mentioned that because we as a family have come up with a method where sorry means nothing. Like
Yeah.
the word sorry
Yeah.
doesn't mean nothing. Now we've actually, and I've done this personally with our eldest, where he called me a really nasty name. Obviously, I won't repeat it, but I'm like, okay, come with me. And I took him into the kitchen, and I said to him, grab a glass. So he did, and I went, throw it on the floor. And he was reluctant at first. I'm like, no, it's all right, just throw it. And he did, and it smashed. I'm like, okay then, say sorry to it. And so he did. And he said, right, okay, fix it. He went, he can't. Well, exactly, because that's exactly what happens when you call someone a nasty name. They may look fine on the outside, but inside they are shattered.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Mm.
I like the physical component to that.
to that.
More
Yeah.
power.
More power.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Beautiful. I was raising five children. If my boys were mean to each other, I'd send them to their rooms. And they were not allowed to come out until they had a list of 100 things they loved about each other.
I like that too. Yeah.
100.
Wow.
100.
Wow.
100 days. I mean, they got.
I
They're like, I love your eyes.
love your eye.
I know.
I may do that with my kids because our two just keep on arguing and fighting every
wow.
single day. So I may just do that, put them in a room together and just get them to do that.
As they got older,
As they got older, they got more.
and then they would,
And then they would,
yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Kerry, are you still here?
I love you.
I love you.
My family is really fun at a wedding.
I bet. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. We're very we unconditional love is
Mhm.
what we practice to the best of our abilities. To the best of our abilities. Like I said, we're human, right?
Exactly.
We're human.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
I like that.
Is that 100 things each or just 100 things?
100 things each.
100 things each.
Huh, okay. I may start at 50 and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lower.
Lower.
I was going in the room. And then I changed the
And then I
password
changed
on the internet.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
5 children.
Five children.
Woman, addict. God, that sounds like a
God, that sounds like a chunk.
Huh. Now you're giving me a brainwave.
Yeah.
Someone to calm the situation down, but yeah. Any final words?
The Serenity Prayer.
The Serenity Prayer is a wonderful
Yes.
God grant me the
God
serenity.
grant me the
to accept
serenity.
the things I cannot
I
change.
cannot
Change the things
Courage
I
to
can.
change the things I can't. Yeah.
And wisdom to know the difference.
Wisdom
And
to
when I
the
light a
difference.
candle,
When I light a candle,
I do a fourth candle.
I do a fourth candle
for the people that
for
I
the
know.
people that I know.
Because I carry heavy heart.
I carry heavy heart.
So I have the fourth.
I have the fourth
so that I can pray.
so that I can
for
pray for
lists of people
lists of people
who I have
who I
concern for.
have concerns for.
Concern is better than
Concern
worry.
is better than worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leanne?
Just
Just
breathe
breathe
moment to moment, and just
and
concentrate
just
on
concentrate on little chunks
of your life,
of your life,
bits
like
that
little
you
bits
can
that you can
work on,
work on, you know are possible,
and move up
and
from
move
there.
up from there.
If you try to do
If you try
a
to do
huge thing all
a
at
huge
once,
thing all at once,
it can be overbearing.
it can be overbearing.
So
Yes.
again, just
So
breathe,
again, just breathe,
pause,
pause, and
go with the flow.
go with the flow.
Absolutely. Day at a time. Day at a time. Even if it means every single day writing 5 to 10 things you're grateful for every single day.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Self-gratitude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Right. Well, that's the wrap. Nothing next week. 2 weeks, I know Nancy's back to talk about generational trauma. I won't be on that. I'll be spending time with the kids.
Good. Summertime
Good.
is
Summertime
good
is
joy.
joy. Yes.
Right?
Oh, you'll be bringing joy to that. I know you will.
I spend a lot
I
of
spend a
time
lot of time
listening to music
listening to
outdoor
music
events,
outdoor events,
going for a beer
going
with
for a beer
friends.
with friends.
Yeah.
You know, the things
You know,
that,
the
that
things
bring me
that bring me
extra joy.
extra joy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I know you'll be bringing joy to that show. I know you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big one.
Big one.
A big one. Yeah, right. So I'll see you all later, and I'll see you in 3 weeks' time.
Wow.
Yes.
See you later.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.